Buteyko breathing is an effective program for optimal health and reversal of chronic disease. It was developed in the 1950s and 60s with funding by the Soviet space program. The head of research was Professor Buteyko of the National Academy of Sciences. 50 years later, Buteyko breathing is a recognized treatment for asthma in 3 countries: Russia, Australia and the United Kingdom. But the original research and the experience of hundreds of thousands of people say it's effective for over 200 chronic diseases, not just asthma alone. How it started. When he was a young medical student, Professor Buteyko was assigned to analyze the breathing of sick and dying people. He found that sick and dying people breathe a lot, but experience a lack of oxygen, and he wondered why. Shouldn't they get plenty of oxygen since they breathe so much? Searching for an explanation, he turned to scientific literature and learned about the Bohr Effect, which describes how the blood uses CO2 to improve oxygen distribution to cells. Professor Buteyko theorized, could overbreathing cause a loss of CO2 from the blood, hindering oxygen distribution? Funded by the Soviet space program, he built a state-of-the-art research laboratory to analyze the breathing of astronauts, athletes and patients. The results were impressive. Enhanced fitness and performance and reversal of many chronic diseases. He now had to prove breathing less raises blood CO2 and improves oxygen supply. Professor Buteyko then trained many Buteyko teachers to help people overcome their chronic diseases. They achieved great results and gained local support and attention from national media and top government. And recent scientific studies confirm that Professor Buteyko was right. Buteyko breathing is now recognized as an effective treatment for asthma in Russia, Australia and the UK. But most doctors don't tell their patients, denying them the strong drugless recovery that many people have enjoyed.
It's got better.
It's just been phenomenal.
A great feeling getting up in the morning and being able to breathe.
For a child who has been relying on drugs since she was 1 or 2 years old, to now be off them completely is a giant leap forward.
So patients are happy while doctors keep quiet. But what about scientists? Western scientists have done zero research on the effectiveness of Buteyko for diabetes, chronic fatigue, anxiety, depression, sleep apnea, allergies, migraines, etc. This failure of science severely limits public knowledge of the effectiveness of Buteyko's drugless program. And many sick people are simply unaware of the effectiveness of Buteyko breathing for their particular chronic disease. Meanwhile, well-trained Buteyko teachers still routinely help their students revert over 200 chronic diseases. And positive word of mouth is spreading on the internet and in local communities. Good results speak for themselves. Hi, I am Eduard Reuvers and I teach Buteyko breathing to help people revert chronic disease and improve their general health. My teaching experience shows that good breathing is the key to optimal physical and mental health.
I was just amazed. I couldn't believe it. Within 2 days, she was off everything.
It has worked for me.
Highly recommended.
And that's my own experience.
Wonderful. Our life has just been revolutionised, just turned around.